On today's Go, Media Collide. Welcome to this week's episode of Go. I'm your host, Vanessa Ybarra, and on today's show, we're talking all about bikes and kids. On today's Go, we're heading up to Whistler Bike Park to find out why this park is the best in the world, and we're also heading down to Squamish to introduce you to a grassroots bike program. But speaking of kids, we're here today at Whistler FM, one of the stations taking part in the Children's Festival Mentor Program. And here to talk more about that is Jillian with Arts Whistler. Thanks for joining me, first of all.
Thank you for having me.
So we're used to seeing you on Mountain FM before, but
a little while ago, yeah.
Nice change for TV.
Yeah.
So let's talk about in general, what is the Children's Festival to start all about? It's happening July 8th to 10th, you mentioned.
Yes, so it's actually the 33rd year now, the longest running event in Whistler, and really the only sort of children's themed festival in the region. It just encourages kids to use their imagination to really explore sort of their own version of arts and culture in Whistler.
So it's a 2-day event basically, and there's just be all different art events happening throughout the village? Or?
Yeah, there's it's all happening in Whistler Olympic Plaza, and there's workshops you can register for, lots of live performances. The Kerplunks are coming, of course, fan favorite Ira Peddle and Friends coming as well, and yeah, registration is open for workshops, and you can get your admission online as well.
All right, and a big part of it, the second year is the Mentor Program. Tell us what that's all about. That's what we're talking about today here at Whistler FM.
Yeah, so it's the second year of the Mentor Program, essentially giving kids an opportunity to see what it's like to work in a creative profession, specifically media. So we've expanded it this year. We have 5 positions, and Whistler FM being one of them, and we've got a radio co-host. We've got some kids helping you guys at Shaw TV.
We've got some kiddies helping with today's hosting, actually.
That's right.
Yeah.
So just gives kids the opportunity to see what it's like behind the scenes and what it's like to work in a creative profession.
And how did it come about specifically? Obviously, we both work in media, but where did the idea come specifically to choose the media opportunity for the kids?
I think that there's a lot of opportunity in media to be able to use your imagination, I'm sure you know, and to be able to. It's quite a social profession as well. And I think it's great for kids' confidence, their self-esteem, and teaches some great public speaking skills as well, which I think is important in all professions, whatever they choose, but media is a pretty cool entry into that.
Yeah, we got some confident kids here. We'll show you later on Ella, one of the girls we're going to be profiling, who's spending a day here at Whistler FM. So thanks for joining me, Jillian.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, well, let's go to our first story of the day here on Go. There was a lot of love and laugh at the Easter Seals Camp Challenge that recently took place in Squamish. Let's meet one of the teams.
Their goal may be simple.
1, 2, 3, stay dry!
But don't underestimate this North Delta team.
We've been talking as a team about a little bit of strategy. It's top secret.
I'm really competitive, so I'll just do anything.
The Schofield family and friends has been taking part in the Easter Seals Camp Challenge, formerly known as a 24-hour relay, for over 15 years.
It's very much a family tradition. Every year we all come out together to support Easter Seals.
It is up to your team to create one of the most fantastic outfits.
This year, 20 teams raised over $200,000 to send Paul and other BC disabled kids to Easter Seals Camp. Their reward? Taking part in a fun sports day here on the campgrounds.
It's just so much fun, and for me it's just so nice to see all the kids come together and they come and see the friends that they've made over the years.
They push you to your limits with some of the challenges they do. I remember last year there were some that were really challenging.
Good job, Paul!
And if there's anyone who knows a thing or two about facing challenges, it's Paul.
Paul was born with cerebral palsy. The left side of his body was affected with nerve damage, and it affects his arm more than his leg.
The 24-year-old first started coming to Easter Seals Camp Squamish at the age of 5.
I remember we had pancakes for breakfast one time and we started a pancake fight. So that's the first memory.
It's these simple, sweet memories that keep Paul and Easter Seals' 900 other campers returning year after year. Here, there's no doctor's appointments to worry about, no rehab checkups. For 1 week, participants' sole focus is making new friends, and most of all, having fun.
I love playing hockey, so I always bring my goalie equipment up.
We really, as parents, needed a break, and so we were more than happy to send him to a camp that we knew were going to look after him so well. He can be with other peers who have similar disabilities, other disabilities, but at the same time it's the abilities they look at, not the disability.
Yeah! Teams for this year's Camp Challenge came from all across Lower Mainland. For Paul, seeing people give up their weekend to continue sending kids to camp, his sister Emma also actively involved in the Easter Seals Woman to Warrior fundraiser.
A huge part is my brother, and he means so much to me.
Means more to this camper than they'll ever know.
Everyone that comes up for this fundraiser actually cares and knows what we're going through in life. So I find that's a really good thing.
There's such an important need for this camp. This has been a real lifesaver godsend for us.
Paul's team raised over $6,000 to send kids to camp this year, and even better news, 20 teams combined raised over $200,000. So a big thank you to everyone once again who came out for this year's Camp Challenge. And if you want to see that video again, stay tuned to Timmy's telethon that we air every December. You'll see it once again. All right, well, sticking with the outdoors theme here, let's talk gardening. If you're a gardener who's a little intimidated to grow plants from seeds, or just looking to add some depth or color to your plant bed, look no further than starts. Here's Michelina in part 4 of Shaw TV's garden series.
Welcome to Shaw TV's Gardening Tips Part 4. Today we're going to learn how to transplant some starts into your garden. Starts can be a great way to start your garden because the plants are already bigger than they would be if you planted them from seed. Some good starts of different plants to buy are tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, squash, and cucumber. And they're very simple to plant in your garden. All you have to do is dig a hole after you've made sure that your soil has the right nutrients in it for the plant you're planting. So dig a hole. Put some water in the hole so it's nice and moist. And take out your plant, and as you can probably see, this plant has a lot of roots coming out the bottom, and that means that it's probably root bound. So let's take a look. It's probably been in this pot for too long. Yeah, so there's lots of roots in there. And what you want to do if your plant is root bound like this is just break up the roots a bit, just so that the roots can spread out into the soil more easily and not just wrap around itself again. So once you've moved the roots like that, put it in the hole and move the soil back onto it. And you want the soil to be pretty much exactly the same level as it was in the pot. So right up to that pot soil level. Give it another water. And a lot of plants like tomatoes don't like water on their leaves. It can make them turn yellow or get blight. Just pat it down and you're good to go. Just make sure that your plant gets lots of water, and you might want to transplant on a cloudy day so that the plant is not shocked, or transplant later in the day so it has some time to get settled overnight. Next, we're going to plant a lavender plant. Different herbs and flowers are also great to plant from starts because sometimes the seeds can be difficult to grow in a home garden. And you plant them much the same way that you would plant a tomato start. You dig a hole. Put some water in it. Carefully take the plant out of the pot. And this one is even more root bound than the last one, but you want to break up those roots so it has some space to grow out, and then put it in the hole, and again put it to that same soil level. Pat it down and give it another water. It's good to plant your starts on a cloudy day, or alternately you can cover them with some reemay or some cloth so they don't get shocked. And that's how you plant a tomato and a lavender plant.
coming up.
They can learn from my mistakes or be encouraged to know that anybody can do this.
We go behind one lucky girl's experience being radio host for a day.
Welcome back from the break. Well, on today's Go, we're talking all about the upcoming Children's Festival Mentor Program that's happening as part of the Children's Festival July 8th to 10th. And we're here at Whistler FM, one of the stations taking part in the Mentor Program. So let's talk first, Alex, you're the morning show host here. This is your guys' first year taking part in the Mentor Program. What made you want to take part?
Because kids are super fun to hang out with, and we wanted to pass on the joys of radio to somebody else.
All the knowledge you guys have here.
All the knowledge that we have here, yeah.
Is this kind of a first time for you guys opening the doors to the public like this?
No, we have lots of local people in all the time, but it was my first official kid co-host, and Ella's doing great so far.
Yeah, she's done well on the airwaves. So Ella, what made you want to apply? We had over 20 applicants apparently for Arts Whistler, but what made you interested?
Well, it's just such a good experience, and it's always interested me, and it's super fun, and yeah, it's just a really good opportunity, and it's always good to try.
For sure, get a taste of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we should mention also these two here are volunteers also taking part in the mentor program with us here at Shaw. They've been helping with today's hosting, Astrid and Diogo. So Astrid, same question, what made you want to apply?
Well, my mum, she worked in the news and TV, so I've always looked up to her in that career, and I've always wanted to know what it was like to be a TV reporter, and I've always just enjoyed speaking, and I did theatre, so that's also made me enjoy it.
And thoughts? You've helped with the reporting today. What have you thought of the experience?
It was so much fun. I never thought that it would be filled with so many things. You have to think, you have to be creative. There's so many more elements that I just didn't think about.
Yeah, we're just not the talent in front. Yeah. And what about you, Diogo? What made you want to apply?
I just wanted to try out the filming because I didn't really have any experience for filming. So I wanted to try it out and get better at it.
Wow, and we should mention you did all the filming today for us. So what are your thoughts? You put together the whole story we're going to throw to. What are your thoughts at the end of the day? How'd you like it?
It was really fun.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to start filming more often.
Awesome, we'll be glad to have you.
I'm going to teach my family what I did and the techniques.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for taking part and letting us come into Whistler FM. And the big reveal now, let's throw to the story that Astrid and Diogo produced.
Hi.
Hi, Ella. Nice to meet you. I'm Alex.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
You going to be on the radio with me today?
Yeah.
Marvelous. So, let's go into the studio.
Ella's day began with a tour of Whistler FM.
Super excited.
Sometimes it can get a bit lonely not having anybody in the studio with me, so to have somebody here to dance with and talk with and like have that energy makes it even more fun than it already is.
Her first stop was the kitchen.
We have bands in here almost every week, and so when they're not in the studio performing, they come and hang out in the kitchen. On the wall over here, these are a bunch of the people that have visited the Whistler FM studios. We've got lots of local bands.
Another talking point, the plant.
When you have 5 musicians in a very small space such as this, the smells start coming out. So to save our noses, we got this plant which actually cleans the air.
Next, it was on to the studio.
This is where the magic happens. We have one computer here that is controlling all of our music. They are playing because we have got the buttons on here.
For this 11-year-old, getting to go behind the scenes of one of her favorite radio stations is an exciting adventure.
Most kids don't really get to do this, and it's just a good privilege and good to try.
The mentee then got to banter with morning host Alex on air.
Ella, for those who haven't been to the Whistler Children's Festival before, what's it like?
Well, it's super fun, and there's so many things to do. That was really fun because everybody was hearing me, but I just felt like I was having a conversation with one person.
This is the first year Whistler FM has taken part in the Children's Festival Mentor program, where local kids get to shadow the media both before and during the festival.
You can say, we've got coming up, Spoon, Rent I Pay.
Coming up is Spoon by Rent I Pay.
For Alex, getting to pass along industry skills to the next generation is a fun and rewarding experience.
They can learn from my mistakes that I've had, or be encouraged to know that anybody can do this stuff. I was young and awkward and figuring stuff out at one point, and I would have really appreciated if somebody had come along and said, it's all gonna be cool, you're gonna get there.
After one last recording,
Bedouin soundtrack with Murder in the Midnight Wire,
it's clear that Ella has a voice for radio and a star is in the making.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
She was really bubbly. There wasn't too many pauses. That's very much what you want in a radio show host. So Ella's on a good path.
For Go, Onshore TV, I'm Astrid Jensen.
Thank you for listening and have a happy Tuesday.
Diogo, you did such a good job with that story. I think you're giving Ian, our cameraman, a run for his money. So good job.
Thanks.
A humble type. All right, and also, speaking of volunteering, if you're ever interested in volunteering other parts of the year here at Shaw, we're always open to having people tag along on our shoots or come to our studio. So to learn more about those opportunities, just visit the link on the bottom of your screen. All right, well, if the topic's still on kids, one thing kids love to do is biking, right? Diogo, are you much of a biker here?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, what kind? Cross country or down?
Trail.
Trail, nice. Well, that's perfect throw to our next story. So do you want to give it a try here? Just look in the camera and just throw to the next story there. So we went to the Whistler Bike Park.
Went to the Whistler Bike Park and catch the fun.
When you see this sight, you know it's summer.
There's tons and tons of bikers coming through. It's cool. We're definitely a dual season resort now.
To this day, Whistler Mountain remains the largest lift service bike park in North America.
We have about 68 trails and 1,500 meters of vertical that you can ride. It's an amazing bike park. There's something for everyone.
That's the holy grail of mountain biking. The views are fantastic, the trails are maintained impeccably, and it's just so much fun.
Every summer, thousands of people from across the globe come to Whistler to test their limits in this park. Some as close as Sarah from North Vancouver, others as far away as France.
All the video on YouTube and stuff, they all look like really fat, really big, and that's why we come for big jumps.
While this mountain's steep vertical and technical terrain is what it's known for worldwide, the Whistler Bike Park doesn't just cater to downhill daredevils.
If you like to jump or stay more on smooth trails, we have what we call flow trails, and those are not really built up with rocks and obstacles.
Bike park staff are set up to answer questions and direct newbie riders to skill-appropriate trails the minute they get off the chairlift. As well,
we have daily lessons and camps.
When we get to the top of the slope, really important, stand on the uphill side of the bicycles.
We teach neutral stance, you know, how you stand on the bike's the number one thing. And after that, we'll go into braking, and then of course cornering.
Whatever the skill level or country these riders come from, the best part? Reaching the bottom and doing it all over again.
If you like riding a roller coaster or rides like that, I think it's very similar. There's definitely an adrenaline there.
Wholesome place.
Just a good time all around.
The Whistler Bike Park has just announced they're open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. So get up there, riders. As one guy on Twitter recently said, that's 20 full hours of riding on the weekend. You can't beat it. And also, if you want to check out a show we did last year where we hosted from the Whistler Bike Park, you can view that on our YouTube channel, and the link is on the bottom of the screen there. All right, well, sticking with the theme of cycling, let's head down to Squamish for this next story, where one program is combining school with cycling.
He may mark papers and give out grades, but the minute this teacher's classes are over, it's goodbye school. Hello, cycling.
I teach traditional classes like science and biology, but I also have the luxury of teaching amazing programs like the Cycling Academy here. focus for today is always trying to master the fundamentals.
Joel's been leading Squamish's Howe Sound Secondary Cycling Academy for the last couple of years. The credited course, the first school-based, non-elite bike program in the country.
The mandate of this program is to give students the opportunity to build character and strength of personality through their passion, which in this case is mountain biking. During the second semester, we're together for half a day every day. We get to know each other pretty well.
3 times a week, the program's 21 students, ranging from expert, novice, and a couple international riders, practice skills training led by Joel and Cycling BC coach Mike Chirunk.
See if you can just bounce on the spot.
Bouncing, braking, wheelies, and cornering, just some of the exercises students practice on their bike. Basically, if their wheels can handle it, they do it.
Working on skills a lot and riding your bike for half the day is just really fun.
And that's not all.
Breathing deep, relaxing, the other person's reaching way back into their hips.
Twice a week, Jake and the rest of the students undergo a strength training circuit put together by Squamish trainer Jay Chiazon.
A lot of it is teaching them to disassociate their hips from their back. Dawson is doing rear foot elevated split squats. This is a good way, instead of just squatting all the time, there's way less spinal load. Chloe's doing band pull-aparts on the noodle. The noodle just keeps you honest in terms of where your spine is. They're on the bike so much and they're in that bent over position, and a lot of them don't know if they're fully rounded through their spine. So the first thing we do is teach them some awareness of where their spine is in space, and then once they have that, then we try to load it.
When we get to do workouts in the morning, I can let out some energy so I can sit in the desk for the rest of the afternoon. Just to be able to do what I love at school, part of my education is pretty cool.
As fun as getting to ditch the classroom for trails or workouts is,
I'm really jealous that they get to go through it, and I never had anything like that.
the Cycling Academy pushes its students to their mental and physical limit. With a few graduates going on to receive riding scholarships and jobs in the cycling industry, Joel's hope is that these students too take their now razor-sharp focus and drive and apply it to the real world.
The same strength of character that it takes to grow a skill that they're passionate about, it's the same skill set and character traits that are required to be outstanding with a part-time job or academics or relationships. And so we try to begin that process here.
This outdoors lover proud to have brought a new spin to academic learning, one that he hopes other schools in BC will jump on as well.
It's a pretty neat opportunity. It's another way to connect with young people and to empower them to reach their true potential and be the best version of themselves. Okay, great job today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
A program that combines cycling and school? I gotta say, programs have really improved since I've been in school, so thank you once again to the cyclists for inviting us out. Well, that wraps up our shoot here, coming to you from Whistler FM. A big thank you once again to Ella, Astrid, and Diogo for helping out with today's shoot. And once again, the Children's Festival takes part July 8th until 10th in the village, so check it out. And as always, send us all of your pictures taking part in the festivities. You can reach us on Twitter at ShawTV Sea to Sky. Until next time, I'm Vanessa Ybarra.